South China Morning Post, 7th of February 2023, Tech conflict, US-India tech agreement might hasten the restructuring of the global supply chain, harming China. China is at war with the Indian subcontinent in full force, and friends like the United States are supporting India in its fight against a hegemonic China. Analysts believe that a new collaboration between the US and India, focusing on industries such as semiconductors, artificial intelligence, and telecommunications, might hasten the realignment of global supply chains at the expense of China's interests. According to information released last Tuesday, planned collaboration in quantum computing and defense is also part of the US-India Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technologies (CET). The deal between Washington and New Delhi is seen as a part of US efforts to limit the involvement of the second-largest economy in global supply chains, even though China is not explicitly named in the treaty. Beijing officials have expressed increased alarm over a US push for economic and technology decoupling with China, which has touched a nerve among them. The People's Daily has published 3 opinion pieces since last week that were written under the pen name Zhang Sheng, representing the official stance of the mouthpiece for the Chinese Communist Party. In these pieces, Zhang Sheng accuses the US of using its influence over allies to forge cliques that will impede China's development. India was not explicitly mentioned in the papers. Contrary to its suspicion of China, Washington's desire to collaborate more closely on economic and scientific fronts with India, which according to some estimates, has already surpassed China in terms of population, is striking. While the US has taken measures to restrain China's semiconductor development from safeguarding national security, it has also promised to support the development of a semiconductor design, manufacturing, and fabrication ecosystem in India and to aid the South Asian country in creating a skilled workforce to play a more significant role in the global chip industry. This move analysts say could damage China's position. Lu Zhongyi, a researcher at the Shanghai Institutes for International Studies, was quoted by the Chinese nationalist tabloid Global Times as saying in an opinion piece last Wednesday that by roping in India, the US can promote the initiative as part of friendshoring and make its ally a supply chain alternative to China. A big winner of a supply chain realignment that saw businesses move production out of China amidst strict pandemic control measures and escalating US-China tensions has already emerged as India. Goldman Sachs analysts described India as a potentially appealing consumer market over the long run and a good alternative for Western investment in light of geopolitical dangers in a new research note on the country's outlook in 2023. According to Taiwanese research firm DigiTimes, India will produce between 45 and 50% of Apple's iPhones by 2027, up from less than 10% this year. The iCET would be a win-win situation for both countries, said Faisal Kawusa, chief analyst at market research firm TechRec in New Delhi. The US will receive a trusted partner for manufacturing and supply chain, and India, an associate to support in essential resources. The US-India alliance is currently mostly just on paper, though. Michael Kugelman, the senior associate for South Asia and deputy director of the Asia program at the Wilson Center, a nonpartisan think tank with headquarters in Washington, said, "At this time, the benefits are more potential than real. In theory, it might assist in bringing India the products and knowledge required to bolster its tech sector, especially its semiconductor industry. However, the bureaucracies in both nations can be burdensome,